at.
Hello, hello.
Oh, dashboard. And we've got some Salle too. Now we're all in the picture. There we go. There wickedy we go.
Hello.
We are live.
Hello.
We are live. How you like it? Okay, so we have officially started episode 5 of PaleSports, the Paleo Gaming Esports talk show dedicated to Counter-Strike Global Offensive and League of Legends. Mainly the LCS leagues is what we'll be talking about when we talk about League of Legends. So, we are full cooperation. What's your name, co-host?
My name is Zale.
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 Welcome to the stream, guys.
My
Sorry
name
for
is...
being a bit AFK. I'm spamming the shit out of my friends.
Spam it, spam it. All right, my name is John Felix, and we in full cooperation like to call ourselves the creative team of Paleo Gaming. I don't really know if that's a title we've actually gotten or if it's self-proclaimed, but
I think we self-proclaimed it, actually.
I don't care. It's ours now. We put a flag in this country, and now we own it. That's how we do.
Into America, and we took it down.
So if there are any people in chat, please join in with us in the conversations. We always like to have people around when we do this thing. So if you're here, if you can't see us live, join in the conversation. If you're not seeing this live, you're probably seeing it on the Paleo Gaming YouTube channel later. And if so, thank you for watching. How you doing, Salah? Are you okay?
I'm fine. Yeah, I'm still typing the shit out of my friends. But I think I'm done now. So yeah, it's okay.
Nice.
Been to the doctors today, but it was no problemo.
That sucks.
Yeah, but shit happens. You get over it.
You get used to it.
Yeah. When you're retard like me, you need to go doctor every time.
I have to go doctor. Yeah.
I have to go doctor.
All right.
So
Cool.
how's it hanging with you, man?
I'm good. I got back from my relatives, and it's like a 4-hour drive. So I've been away from Friday to earlier today. So I'm back now, and I have gained like 3 or 4 kilos.
How is that even possible, dude?
You know how. I've eaten a lot of food.
I guess that happens when your stomach ain't used to it. I don't know.
Yeah. So hello and welcome. Oh my God, I'm. If you ever see me do this, it's because I'm reading chat because my eyes are.
Fucking useless.
Yeah, they are. They're like your ears.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I was near to say what?
So I don't know if it's supposed to be CS Amy or C Sammy or Chammy or how you want your name pronounced, but welcome to the stream. Thank you for being here,
It's Sammy.
Sammy.
For Samuel.
I thought it might be CS Amy like Amanda. Hello, Bro9. Welcome. I don't know. It's your pal. I don't know. Bro9, welcome to the stream, dude. Awesome to have you here. We have America here now as well. Samuel, you're Swedish like us, perhaps?
Yeah, he is.
He is. Bro9 is American, I think. You sound very American when you stream.
Is he a LOL streamer?
Yeah, he is. He calls himself a trash streamer, I think. Trashy
Trash?
GG. I think that's their crew.
Gold tier League of Legends player who is also interested in playing other games. I stay very up to date on league news and LOL Esports, so feel free to ask any questions.
You cheater.
And I hope you do the same way.
Lithin 101, welcome to the stream as well. Nice to see you all in chat from NA, North America. We're from EU West, or Nordic and East. I don't know. People
But
always
coming,
talk in their server codes, right? That's all you need to know about people nowadays. What server are you at? EU or NA? That's all you need to
people
know.
don't care about the IRL world.
Yeah, I'm from
It's
a
just
nice
about
little town
esports.
by the coast. No, I don't care. I want to know what server you're at. Can I play with you? If not, get GTFO. All
Dude,
right.
have you changed the title for Paleo Gaming? It says Spring Championship right now.
I have.
Maybe I need to update it.
Now you disappeared because I'm in
Okay,
the
yeah, no,
dashboard.
no, 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 now it works.
It works. Now you're back. Very
All right,
good.
should we get going?
I think we should get going. I'm gonna do this little cheating thing here and bring up my phone where I wrote down all the topics. Um, but basically,
All the topics.
all the topics. But as usual, we're gonna start with Counter Strike Global Offensive. So I'm gonna make the letters glow. Five, four, three, two, one, glow. Now it's CS Glow.
Ha ha ha
Ha.
ha. See what you did there.
Did you really? I thought I was very subtle. So in Counter Strike Global Offensive, like, okay, where do you want to start? We could either start with Faceit, or we could start with the new topic that you brought in the Brazilians.
I think we should start with the most the most fresh news we got, and that's it's all about Katowice, the
Yeah.
first major of this year, and the Brazilians. Wow, I'm so impressed. Like there's one team called Luminosity. You probably heard of them.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, and Luminosity has been taking the esport, or I mean the CS:GO scene with storm. Like since they started, I was like, "Whoa, these guys are awesome! They really show passion." And actually, and now and they actually qualified to the major, and now there's a second team called Tempo Storm, and they also qualified to the major. So that means we have two Brazilian teams in the majors.
That's cool.
The funny part about this, or maybe not funny, but yeah, it
Depends on who you're asking, maybe.
yeah, but it is what it is.
It is
It's
what it
it's a
is.
skill game, so
It is what it is. That's how it
it
goes.
is what it is, man. So all right, two Brazilian teams took the NA spots. No single NA team.
But
in the
how can
major.
that be? How can a Brazilian team take an NA spot? Because Brazil is not NA, right?
No, yeah, but it's in the same region.
Okay, so both
So,
South America
like,
and North America.
Europe, Asia, and
America.
America.
Both South and North compete for spots. Okay.
Alexander Kosteliev.
I don't know what that is. Is that a joke, or is that something we really should discuss?
It's simple, I think. From who joined Team Liquid,
Yeah.
and I heard he didn't do so good in the games. But that's what I know, like, you know.
That's what you know. Okay, so Luminosity and oh shit, it fell out of my head. What's this new Brazilian team?
It's called Tempo.
Yeah.
Tempo Storm, and they beat Cloud9 with 2-0.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, of course, Cloud9 is a new team as well, but Tempo Storm is also a new team, at least for this year. I think they have actually one player from what's it called, from Luminosity, who they then kicked, and that's the funny part with the Brazilian scene, that they have something called Gamers Academy, and Gamers Academy, this is what I've read, and so this is not a fact, but they have like a club or something, so they're all stacked together and playing against each other and always motivating each other, and there's a clip on Twitter right now where Fallen, the Luminosity opera, is cheering for Tempo Storm, behind them and like showing like real spirit for the other team, you know.
Yeah. Well, um, I read this tweet earlier from Fallen about how Temple Storm made the major. So there's this second great Brazilian team now, something like that. He tweeted that people should stop being surprised. That's not a quote word for word, but that's what he meant by it. So it feels like they're really pushing the Brazilian scene right now,
Hmm.
and teams are happy for each other. Naturally, I mean, if the region is up and coming and growing, I mean, it's all good for the region if more teams get better, right?
Yeah,
So,
of course. But
but
it just shows that like the Brazilian teams, they just came from nowhere and took the whole world with their skill.
yeah,
And NA have had this time so long, and now the Brazilian teams are just ramping up, and NA can't handle it. And
because
NA has a lot of teams, and probably if you ask me, they don't deserve the sponsorships that they do. It's only a question about location, actually. Like if you had the Brazilian teams in NA, they would probably more deserve the spots than Cloud9 and CLG, for example, or Team Liquid, if you ask me. Because Alexander Kostyev, who is simple, I've heard that they actually paid a lot of money for him to transfer to Team Liquid from what's it called? Yeah, I don't remember what team he was playing actually.
yeah, well, naturally they should. I mean, he's a great player. So if you want to sign a player, you
Give
need
them
to
money.
cough up the dough. But
Yeah,
what
that's
is
true.
it? What is it about the Brazilian teams then? Because we've been talking about Luminosity earlier. We've been excited about seeing them play.
Yeah.
At DreamHack Winner, we both pretty much fell in love with the way they played, and now Temple Storm is coming up. What is it with the Brazilian teams that has made them just pop up so strong all of a sudden?
Well, if you see what Ithlin is writing, well, the teams coming from Brazil will without a doubt be a beastie team as they invest their whole lives into bringing it to the spotlight.
Hmm.
They don't have sponsorships or any support more than family money until they can actually win something. Yeah, but that was in the beginning, especially for Luminosity. People from different organizations actually donated money for them to push forward and to compete against the whole world. So it's a really nice community move to bring in the guys from Brazil, and why they are playing so good and progressing in the scene so fast. I think it's all about passion. Like, if you ask me, Brazil has been esport like CS has been in CS for quite a long time. If you ask me,
Hmm.
I've said that maybe 3 times now. But yeah, they've actually, yeah, they're insane. I fucking love how they play. It's their passion, their aim, their tactics, like the strats and the calling and everything is a beauty to watch. And like you said, you fell in love the first time you see them play because they're so organized and they're listening so good and mid calls, and they can come back from insane losses. Like, they can come back so easy, it seems. Yeah, I think Ethan is right
Yeah.
that people are getting like the NA teams are thinking that no, they're so bad, blah blah blah. They're, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like they're underestimated.
Exactly, that was where I was finding.
Um, but do you see any similarity, like in the way that Temple Storm plays with Luminosity? If you
I have
compare,
never seen them play actually, Temple Storm.
all right.
I don't even actually know how many games they played. Let's see here.
Okay, so
This year they played against 3 teams. And they have one loss, one map loss.
That's good.
They won every every match. CLG, Liquid, Complexity, but they lost to Liquid last year in September. So that's outdated, you know. So
Yeah,
it's pretty good to have a win streak.
because
So yeah, it will be really interesting to see them in the majors. I really hope that they can provide some really nice frags and wins for us.
so the American teams going to IEM Katowice is Temple Storm and Luminosity Gaming.
Yeah, exactly.
That's pretty cool.
That's awesome. I freaking love it. They just ran in and took the spots
It's
from the NA teams.
it's funny how we see, because like Ithlin is saying in chat as well, he's saying things like North American teams might be a little spoiled, and you talked about how there's a lot of sponsorship and a lot of money uh, in the North American scene,
Mm.
more so than in Europe, and definitely more so than in Brazil, I'd reckon. But still, we see like a lot of talent. I mean, if you look at CSGO, I mean, Europe is way above, way above North America when it comes to like player talent and, the quality of the rosters.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I think all about. It's a lot about location, if you ask me. I don't know. Like we have low pings on servers, and in Europe you can almost play against anyone
Mm.
because if I'm playing a Faceit with a friend from Jordania, we choose a German server. There's no problemo for both of us. We can play. It's no problemo. But when you play against USA, no, it doesn't work like that. And I don't know if North America has really bad connections because when I look at Simple, for example, when he's streaming, he went from pinging to maybe 40 or 30 when he was home. Now,
Mm.
when he's in America and playing Pro League, face the Pro League, he's pinging around 70. And everybody who plays Counter Strike knows that playing with 70 ping is not fucking funny. It's so boring. If you ask me, I hate it. Like,
So, so EU is spoiled, basically. They got the money, but we got the ping.
yeah, but yeah, but we have more like we can play more, I guess.
But it is.
But just here in Sweden or in Scandinavia, we have like I don't know how I call it, but we have like a. It's so normal to sit at a computer, like we are one of the first like real, like one of the first countries that really saw the potential in using broadband, and I think a lot of that is like for the Swedish and the Norwegian and the Danish CSGO scene, and yeah, every esport game is a lot about that we were really fast to put this in the system.
Yeah, but if you look at the pro scene now, I mean, it's been around in North America for like a lot of years.
Hmm.
I mean, it's not new to to North America to have professional Counter Strike Global Offensive teams anymore. And I mean, what more explanation can we find than just the higher ping? Okay, so the higher ping could mean
Because
that you get more low quality pracs, and that the talent
yeah,
pool.
that was what I was going to say. Like when you have this good broadband and people can play and it's normal to play, there are gonna be a lot of players. Maybe not all very good, but they're gonna start up clans. They're gonna mix. They're gonna play tournaments. We have the biggest LAN event in the whole world here in Sweden,
Yeah.
and that makes a difference because people have more easier way to access people to play with, you know?
But and the important thing about the ping to remember is that when you do play the majors, you play LAN events, right? And there the ping goes to 0, right? There's 0 ping in a LAN event.
Of course it is, but
So if you
what
play 30 ping in like compared to 70, 80 ping, 30 ping is much closer to the experience of the game that you get when you play at a LAN event. Like aiming those, milliseconds of like flick shots or just popping people mid jumps with an op, those things change 70 ping to 0. And 30 ping is way
course.
closer to 0 than 70 naturally, if I've done my math correctly. So people with lower ping when they practice are closer to the real deal when they get to the pro scene, when they get
When
to the
they get to
big.
the long events,
Yeah.
yeah, of course, because playing with high ping is always, you always have to adjust how you play. Because if I play with 70 ping, I know I have to, I don't know, but like I need to commit in a different way in the aim duels and the peaks that you're not doing in the same way when you have low ping, because low ping, it's everything is responsive,
Yeah.
and you have better control of your movement and the game. So yeah, I don't know. Feels like
But if I mean, okay, but is it the same thing for Brazil? I mean that, okay, in North America, everybody plays people from all over North America, so people can be like really, really far away from each other. But in Brazil, everybody's closer to each other. The Brazilians play other
yeah,
Brazilians. It's not like South America.
yeah. That's what I was talking about before, about this club called Gamers Academy,
Mm.
because Gamers Academy is more of a, they've like put all the good players together, and they're playing against each other all the time, so they're getting really close, so they can play at LAN, and they're, it's like a small tournament all the time. They That's how they formed their team, I think. This is not like fact, but it's my speculation at least, that they get together and play a lot, and you could see that in the Twitter video I saw from Fallen. Why is he Taco there with Tempo Storm? Because he's cheering for his friends.
Yeah.
They are friends. Everyone are friends. And I really liked that video because it just showed so much love for the Counter-Strike scene. And it was so much passion. And it was a long time since I saw that. Like, if you see Fnatic win the major last year, it was incredible to see, of course. But if you see a Brazilian team win a major, wow, you're gonna see
They're gonna go crazy. Yeah.
yeah, they're gonna pull out fireworks from their pants. Yeah, but I'm
No,
serious.
no prejudice or anything. We've seen Luminosity play. It's a high energy team. I mean, you always talk about them being so controlled and calm and making good calls, and you have a more trained eye for that to see the in-game like decision making and stuff that they do. What I see is people like jumping up and down in their computers and like standing up whenever they get a frag or win a round and stuff like that. So I see the opposite side. I see people going crazy in Luminosity gaming.
Yeah,
Whereas
of
you
course.
see
But
people being
why
calm, cool,
why
collected,
shouldn't
making good
you
decisions.
why shouldn't you hype up your teammates when they're
Yeah, I
playing
think
good, when they're doing good stuff?
I think it's great, but I don't see that as much from like European teams. If you watch
Never.
Fnatic or
Never.
NIP or
Because they have another side of seeing the thing. Like, they are more like, okay, if we're calm and don't have any feelings, we're gonna just focus on the game
yeah,
and just do that and nothing else. And I think that's a big factor why Luminosity and Tempo Storm has been progressing so fast, because they really showed the inner child in them from yeah, you know what I mean?
yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, good.
Okay, so let's move on.
Hmm?
Let's not get stuck in Brazil for too long. One thing that you talked about that you wanted to bring up was things going on in Faceit.
Mm-hmm.
earlier, and how there's
Yeah.
been some shady business going on.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna call it some shady business. It's really nasty.
It's
It
a
has,
really nasty business.
yeah. It's when you. The funny part is that okay, Faceit I don't know how long Faceit has been around, but Faceit is one of the biggest leading CS:GO community sites right now, and they've been for a while. And they have a big um, impact on the scene
Mm.
because everybody is playing on Faceit.
Yeah.
And there was a scandal in Faceit. People have posted this in a lot of forums. The admins or the moderators on these forums have actually banned the users who are making these posts, and not only banning, they're just locking them down so nobody can speak out. And that's not the point in having a forum. Just because you don't like it, you can't just say no. This you can't look, you can't talk about it.
Okay, so what is it that they've been doing then? For the people that don't know what the hell we're talking about right now, what's been going on in Face It that's been so nasty?
What were you saying?
I'm saying for those that don't know what the hell you and I are talking about right now, what has Face It been doing that you think is so nasty?
They've covered up for cheaters. They have had admins who are cheating and helping their friends to push up the ranks in the system. And when you push up a rank and you compete on higher levels, you win in different ladders,
Yeah,
and these ladders will give you Faceit points, and these points will give you in-game in-game weapon skins. So everybody knows that weapon skins can be a lot of money
yeah,
if you
of
save a
course.
lot. And yeah, it's a scam. Like they're they're scamming people, and they are admins. They're selling sheets to people, and I'm gonna link it in the chat so you can check it out.
Yeah. And welcome to Sticks Triceps and Hail the Bale
Oh, Stixie
to the
boy.
chat saying Face It is nasty, Face It is gush. Okay.
Six, my homie. Hail the bell, homie. Whoopie, homie. These are all my homies, man.
Homies in the crowd. All
Yeah.
right, so we got a few chats in here. So basically, they're allowing players to cheat, right? Certain players are allowed to cheat, certain players aren't.
Yep.
And one thing that you mentioned that was so
About the match
interesting
record.
about this, yeah, is that in the match records, these like replays or VODs of the games has been cleaned out, not only for the players that seem to have been cheating, but also for the players that they played against. Like all 10 players in that game have had all like video recordings of that game removed. Did I understand? Was that what it was?
Yeah, they actually removed the the match results from the games they were playing with hackers with hacks. So nobody could see a demo. Nobody could see what stats they had or anything because they just blocked it. So yeah, it was really interesting. I always felt that cheating in Counter Strike has been a big issue
Yeah.
because I I read a thread from Reddit. I think I thought me and Hilda Bale was talking a bit about it, and uh, let's see if I can find it. Whatever. And there's a guy called Cologne, and this guy Cologne, he said something like, "Well, in this scene, it doesn't matter if you cheat. Like you have nothing that can stop you. You have no laws, no nothing. You're like you're not gonna get wrecked if if you're cheating and winning. There's no There's no what do you call it? Like no stop or no rules.
That's of course a bad situation. That's we were talking about. I don't think it was the last episode, but the episode before that about the permabans on pro players for max match
Yeah.
fixing and stuff like that. And, this is one of the reasons that I actually don't think it's too bad of an idea, because if you send the signals that even the pros high ups can really get permanently banned or banned for a very very long time for things, then that if you can do it to the pros, you can do it to a little 14-year-old guy just trying on a cheat to elo boost himself, right? So I think repercussions should be in place for people who do this. But I mean, and like who's gonna if Faceit allows people to cheat while playing Faceit matches, who's gonna go in and say, hey Faceit, don't do that, because they're climbing the ranks within Faceit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you need like someone from the outside here to be able to step in, or is like the community just supposed to say that, what the fuck, Faceit, this is not all right, or we're gonna go play somewhere else if you're just allowing people to cheat? Or should Valve be coming in?
I think Valve should be coming in actually, because they own the game. But if you look at Valve, okay, this is gonna bring us into a very big discussion and a big object, because there's a lot of writing about this, that Valve is not giving a shit about Counter-Strike right now. Like they haven't put out an update for a very long time for CSGO, and I don't know what's happening. They haven't said anything. The only thing they said after the Cowboy update,
Yeah,
they said they were gonna be more. They're gonna be more eared for
to the community.
to the community, exactly. So I think I don't know what's happening actually. It just feels a bit dead right now. If you compare it to League of Legends, you can't. Like, we're in kindergarten if you compare, you know.
Yeah.
So this guy Cologne, that I was talking about, said a really good thing as well. He said, like, as long as there's money to gain from something that is not like punishing you for cheating, there's gonna be hackers around and make it possible to cheat, because it's easy money. Why shouldn't you do it? People are thinking, oh, I play Counter-Strike games.
Yeah.
I play online games and I get money. Why shouldn't I do it? I cheat, but who fucking cares? When these hacks are so advanced, so they can actually make your aim be 10% better or 15% better. And how in God's name can you judge if it's aim lock or not? Or
Yeah.
like,
Is he just 10% better than the other guy, or is
Exactly.
or is this a hack? Yeah, that's hard. But and if you talk about Valve, you could make a comparison to Riot and League of Legends and Counter-Strike Global Offensive, because these two companies, they have a very different approach, I feel, to the game. I mean, if you do look at the pro scene, this Faceit thing that we're talking about, elo boosting, this isn't the pro scene where this is happening. But still, I mean, if you compare Valve and Riot's like level of being involved in their pro scenes, Riot is
It's all about
hands-on.
commitment.
They are there all the way. They're handling LOL Esports. They're like overseeing everything. And
And
they,
I think that's why, except for the big community, but I think it's thanks to Riot that LoL got so big in the beginning.
yeah, but Valve is more laid back. I mean, they're letting other people handle the pro scene, the casting. They don't have like leagues like LCS that are actually Riot Games that handle. They have tournaments from outsiders instead that handle these tournaments. And I think that might trickle down into like here as well. I mean, in League of Legends, there's no like outside ranking system like Faceit that handles the playing and the ranking and the ladders. I mean, it's all in game, in house, in Riot. So if anybody cheats if anybody could cheat in League of Legends, or like you could get people who are like high tier to like elo boost you, that is something that is illegal within League of Legends. I mean, Riot crashes down on that thing and they ban you, whereas Valve, they might have a more laid back attitude toward their game just in general.
Yeah.
They're creators, they make some patches as well, as we saw in the Wild Wild West patch. That might not go too well all the time as well, but you know,
But
I mean,
I
everybody's
think
giving Riot shit all the time. I mean, Riot is like, everybody's just memeing Riot all the time, trashing Riot all the time, and sometimes rightfully so. But I feel that if you compare Riot to Valve and how they handle their game and their esport, I actually feel like Riot is doing a better job. Don't you?
yeah, I totally agree with you. I'm just saying bye to Sticks.
Yeah, take care, Sticks. Thanks for being here, man. Come back next
Uh,
time.
But the thing is, like, I don't know if Valve is afraid to put out a new patch or something. They are afraid to make a bad move again, and that will be very negative for them.
Yeah.
And we haven't seen any community maps or nothing, you know? It's
But you know,
totally dead.
if you were more in touch with like the pro scene and how, because the pro scene, it develops the game evolves through the
Yeah,
pro
but they're
scenes, what the
also
pro does.
asking for this.
If
They're also wondering what the fuck is going on. But Valve doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, but I feel like if Valve was more hands-on, more in all the time, you know, they would have more of a you know, sense for what the community wants or what the game needs. I mean, Riot patches League of Legends like all the time. New patch, new patch, new patch. All the time. And all these small changes that are being made, you never see the community just going out, total outburst. No, they've broken the game. I mean, they make changes and they make the players adapt to the changes, and that's a part of playing League of Legends now, that the patches come and the patches go. Assassins are going to be really strong, then tanks are going to be really strong, then AD carries are going to be the ones wrecking the entire game all the time. And what changes that is what Riot decides to do in their patches, and that's a part of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So there's
And the funny part is also that what Hale is writing here. The thing is, the Counter-Strike engine is so easy to hack around the way it was built on all source code. That's why it's so popular to hack just in this game. You download one exe file and just click a button. There we go. And this has been around for so many years. Like even in 1.6, 1.3, can probably go down to beta as well.
So if
And
you
they
really
haven't done anything about it.
But if you really want to protect yourself from that, you would have to like remake the game with an entirely different code or whatever. Is that what you're saying? And would do you think that, if so, would that like change the game too much? Is that why that this is still a possibility, because they're building the game in the same way to keep it like it is?
There's always going to be cheaters, but if you ask me, I think it's probably doesn't matter if you switch to a new engine or anything. I just think they should take help from the guys who are evolving the anti-cheats and make it punishable to cheat. Like if you're gonna cheat in a what's it called, in a tournament,
Yeah.
you're not gonna play anymore. Sorry.
Like Valve should have an in-house anti-cheat division.
Yeah, I don't even know if they have. Maybe they do.
Maybe they do, maybe they don't. If they don't, they should. If they do, that's good. All right. So, I I think we're gonna move on if we're gonna have time
Yeah.
to address all the topics. But
Yeah, I have
one
2 points more, two small points
one
left here.
one
I can see.
is fairly short. The other I don't know about. But the short one is that we talked about how MTG, like a Swedish big media mogul, last year invested, I think it was like 74 million euros
Yep.
into esports, buying the company that owns ESL.
Mm-hmm.
I think the company that owns ESL is now owned by MTG.
Exactly.
They have like 78% of the shares or something, and they spent like somewhere between 70 and 80 million euros. And we've been waiting to see what they're going to do with this, and it has now been announced that they are going to team up with Spotify, Swedish music streaming company, with their video service and start streaming Counter-Strike Global Offensive games, right?
Yep.
Through that video service. So they're keeping it in Sweden, in country. Uh,
Let's
so
just call it like a new YouTube-ish site or
yeah,
something program,
so it's basically a streaming software or a streaming site.
like Twitch
Yeah.
or YouTube.
So,
And this is really awesome because every Swede has Spotify.
yeah.
Every Scandinavian has Spotify. So this is a really smart move from them, and you can see esports is really progressing to higher grounds.
Yeah, and they were talking about when they did this, you know, how the if you compare traditional sports with esports, that like the traditional hockey viewer like generates this much money a year because they're viewing sports at events that cost money or watch them on channels that, you know, create revenue in forms of advertisement and stuff like that, whereas like people watching esports mostly do it on places that generate no money in comparison in forms of advertisement and stuff like that. So, and this is one thing, you know, uh, MTG is gonna make money
And they are
out of this.
actually like the first real company that actually sees this huge potential. Or no, sorry, there's another company, Turner. What's it called? Turner Company? I don't know what it's called. The E League, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And that's those two are big names, and I think they really can form the scene with their professionality. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what's going to happen this year. I think it will be funny. But they said something about let's see here. Yeah, they probably going to gonna like this Spotify stream
Yeah.
thingy. It's gonna go out in January next year, so
Yeah.
but we'll probably see them later this year.
Take care, Bro9. Thanks for being here, man. Okay, so Bro9 is gonna start up his stream. So when we're done with this, we
Yep.
should all just head over to the Bro9 stream and check him out and all the cool things that he does in League of Legends. So take care, man. All right. So
That'll bring us to my last point,
yeah, hit me.
and that is
Hit
an
me hard.
old player from Sweden who is called Robban, and
Mhm.
Robban is known for being a really good in-game leader.
Yeah.
He has been playing Counter Strike for a very, very long time, and now he's taken the coach role in Team Phase, which is the old Gamers 2 team with Michael and Fox, the Portuguese guy we talked about last PaleSports.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see if he can make a difference. I think he has a really good mindset to it. He's like really calm, and he got nice strats. He's not stupid, and yeah, I really hope it's gonna go well for them
Yeah.
with the coaching.
It'll be fun to see him back in like the pro scene once again.
Yeah, he was actually a Ninjas in Piano. No,
He was on SK Gaming
yeah, on
for a long
SK
time.
Gaming. Yeah, sorry, and that's the team he was in before in 1.6.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see the whole coach thing in the CS:GO scene this year.
Yeah.
Gonna be really awesome.
Okay, so
What's the last?
before we move on to more League of Legends related topics, I would like to just looky here for a bit. I've got
I need to get something to drink, man. I'm thirsty. So.
do that. Meanwhile, I'm showing off an ancient phone here with an application called Twitter on it, and I would like to give a shout out to all the people that has been tweeting, retweeting, liking everything that we say when we hype up the PaleSports episode. So we've got people like Paleo Gaming, Paleo Ever, Danny Cisneros, Reverie Esports, Bro9, who was here today. Very much thank you for that. And TJ Rudy, Commander Cobb. We've got our friend Plechovsky Nandor, Tristoci from Paleo White, Knight of the V5, the esports news bot. Let's see, we got Solo as well. Jamie Scorpio hitting us up on Twitter as well. We the Player, Paleo Kiexio, Gamer Share, Nick Arardi, a lot of nice people just sharing, favoring. It's not called favoriting anymore. It's called liking, sharing, liking, retweeting our stuff on Twitter. So thank you to all y'all who do that. And yeah, just keep it up. Spread the word about PaleSports. Okay, so I'm gonna unglow the CSGO.
Right to us or
No, I went over everybody on Twitter who's been giving us shout outs. Karen Oak for
and we are
you
too.
too. You know, just start up Twitter, follow Full Cooperation, Paleo Gaming.
John Felix is a professional on Twitter, so you should follow him and ask him the questions you want answered.
Go to Twitter, follow these two accounts, and we'll teach you anything and everything about tweeting, because everything you need to know is just retweet everything that we say. you need to get a lot of followers somehow, and so that when we say something, you can tweet that out to your followers, so that we can like ride on your hype. So get famous for something and then help us rise to the top. That is what we want. Okay. But anyway, nice that you would retweet. If you don't know how Twitter works, check Full Cooperation up on Facebook and Paleo Gaming on Facebook as well, so you can be a part of the social media experience right there as well. The things we need to talk about in League of Legends, it's going to be a little bit centered around Europe now, because I wanted to bring up two topics. One is a little shorter. It's just about Fnatic, that has been making quite a few roster changes lately. Coming into the spring split, they got rid of, or lost rather, they lost Reignover, Huni, and Yellowstar, like seasoned players. Or Yellowstar is a very seasoned player. Huni and Reignover weren't as seasoned, but extraordinarily talented and a big part of their success last year. And they're all gone to America right now. They get that NA money, and they replaced these players with three new players. Gamsu in the top lane, a Korean who's been in North America before, Spirit, Korean jungler, and the support player Noxiac from Europe. But now, however, after not performing very well in the LCS so far, we have seen Fnatic with a new support player this week. Another Swedish player. So we have two Swedish players, two Koreans now in Fnatic. So we have a bottom lane with Reckless and the new support player Klaj, who are both Swedish. Which I of course think is really cool, seeing how we're Swedish as well. And it's nice to see Sweden grow in League of Legends as well, and not just Counter-Strike Global Offensive. So basically, after seeing them this first week, you can assume that what they're saying about it is probably correct. They just wanted to make a change in the group dynamic within the team. Because we saw a game 1 this week against Elements where like everything seemed to work out much better. Everyone was just going in, playing together, and they were beating Elements quite comfortably and seemed to enjoy themselves while doing it. And their second game, they faced Unicorns of Love, who have been going really well this split, and we saw some of the problems that we've seen all split long from Fnatic. So a lot of, fast pushes on towers that they're falling behind on, lane swaps that they're not performing correctly, some weird calls, some mispositioning from certain players in consideration to where their teammates are right now. So there are still problems. They didn't bring this player on because he's a far superior player right now who will just make all the problems go away, but this will hopefully be just a new team member that makes things more comfortable within the group, to make the team go better.
Like that when you have spread out nationalities.
Yeah.
We talked about this before. That it's maybe more of a problem in Counter-Strike, where you need to have more like fast calls, and you need to, like, you say this, you go there, da 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 da. In League of Legends, they just play their lanes, and they know how the game is set up, and you do this, and you do that. And I think that I've always think that if you're in the same nation, like in the same nationality, it's gonna go better for you. So I think it's good that they have 2 Korean players and
Yeah, but I
two
mean,
players.
they constantly communicate, right? But if you're in like big team fights, the communication is very international. You like say go for this champion. It's like Lucian, 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 Janna, Janna, Janna. Victor, 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 kill him, kill him, kill him, kill him. Back, 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 back. Go, go, go. We can go, go, go. Fight, fight, fight. Dragon, dragon, dragon. Go Baron, go Baron. Those things, they're just quick calls. They're very international because Baron is called Baron everywhere. Dragon is dragon.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, because
But it's the bigger things, like when you're talking about, okay, like we should push the bottom lane right now very fast, and then we rotate up there, or like get a ward here in mid lane, so then we can take first dragon. These longer calls that have to set up like 3 minutes before they actually happen. That's where it's going to be a real problem if the communication is shaky.
Mm-hmm.
And just to have like an entire lane that their duo lane speak the same language and have played a lot of duo queue together, solo queue together over the years. They have, of course they've heard of each other in solo queue. They've said so that they play a lot off and on together in solo queue for the last, I think, 3 years, because they're both prominent players, and one is a support player and the other is an AD carry, right? So they're often either they're playing against each other in the same lane, or they're playing with each other in the same lane when they're solo queuing. And now they're playing together in the same team. So I'll be very excited to see where this is heading. There was an interview on Fragbite actually with Klaj where he said something interesting. He said that he likes to play playmaking champions. Where he makes the decision to go in and people can follow up, and he doesn't like to play peeling champions where he just protects and fallbacks.
Yeah.
And a funny thing about game 1 where they beat Elements, he played Thresh, who hooks people in and just a really playmaking champion, and against Unicorns of Love, he played Braum, who's a really peeling champion with a big ass shield who's going to protect his AD carry until late game. And Klaj's performance in game 1 and game 2 was not the difference between winning and losing whatsoever. I think he actually performed quite well for his first professional showing, but it's interesting that he really prefers to not play these peeling champions, and that the game in where he did so, he actually lost. So keep putting him on the thresh, on the Alistar, the playmakers. But then again, I mean, if you're gonna play on a high level, if they're building to go to Worlds, I mean, he's gonna have to get comfortable with appealing champions.
Yeah, of course. It's all about adjusting to the game.
Yeah,
And since Riot is putting out new content all the time, reworking heroes, you gotta train all these different scenarios and all the different game like every team has a different type of playing. So yeah, I think it will be interesting.
yeah. And that brings us to my next topic that I want to talk about. That this is this is a little bit of a more funny topic of conversation between you and me, because the team that beat Fnatic this week is the Unicorns of Love. And the Unicorns of Love is a team that we've talked about before. We talked about this team in like episode 1 or 2 of PaleSports, and I said that this team is gonna suck. I said they're gonna go. I mean, I said that if like teams like Elements and Rocket and, you know, those lower tier teams actually step it up, I think that Unicorns of Love could be relegated, and I am so wrong. The Unicorns of Love are doing great. I mean, they're not in the top of the table, but they're one of the strongest middle tier teams. They're above Origin and they're above Fnatic, and they're making really smart calls. Okay, so my line of reasoning before was that they had a player called Kikis. He was a really good jungler, and he left because he thought that there were issues within how Unicorns of Love was functioning. There was something he wrote something about it where he said basically that I have a different philosophy on work ethics and how much work to put into practice and stuff like that, so we're not really getting along in, you know, the philosophy on how to work, so I'm gonna go to a new team. And
But that's actually a really interesting point, because if you're playing in a team and somebody leaves and you get in someone else, that could actually mean everything for a team. Because if there's some negativity in the lineup, you can easily,
yeah
when it's gone, if this was the case, it's very easy to get motivated and push yourself, you know.
Yeah, but we're not at all at the spot where we are today. Okay, so this is way back before playoffs of summer split last season. That's when he leaves, okay? And they bring on new junglers, and we saw them play in Stockholm in the playoffs. We saw them play against H2K. And before that, they had played Fnatic in the semifinals, and they looked not that good at all. Nope. We didn't.
But now they did more change, right?
Yeah, but the thing about them then that I felt was that they have this mid laner who's like super good, called Power of Evil. They had him back then, and they built everything around him carrying. If you remember, those games were so frustrating because when they were down 2-0, instead of playing to their strengths and their top laner who was performing really well, they put Power of Evil on a champion that was just supposed to farm for 28 hours and have the rest of the team just run around him for 28 hours until he could like carry the rest of the team against teams like
calling it out when it happened.
Yeah, and it was against teams like they did it first when they were down 2-0 against Fnatic. And like Fnatic of summer was amazing. At that point, they had lost 0 games. They didn't lose any game up until the final against Origin. And so, I mean, make one guy your only hope and make that hope become true after like 45 minutes of gameplay. Fnatic will already have won the game after 28 minutes of gameplay, 30 minutes.
It's
If
a
you're
team
just
game. Come
setting the
on.
team behind and waiting for your opponent, I mean, your opponent is not going to wait. And if your opponent is so good, game over. And they do the same thing to H2K, and H2K has a great coach, had very good players, not as good as they have now, but still a team that will not let you just wait around for 45 minutes. They're going to end the game before that, and they did. So really stupid way of playing for Unicorns of Love. I questioned their coaching. I questioned a lot of things in how, who's taking charge in picks and bans, and what are you guys thinking, stuff like that. Power of Evil needs someone with a nice structure around him to like tell him no. Basically, this is not a champion we should play. To tell the entire team that this is some sort of strategy we should play. Was there a coach around back then that said, yeah, Visachachi, you're doing really well in top lane. You're winning most of your matchups, but I think we're gonna set you back to a supportive role to put Power of Evil on a Kale champion in the mid lane with a Devourer and a Smite, and just let him farm it out, and we'll have this. He's gonna win 3 games in a row, unless they ban out Kale. I mean, no competent coach would say that. So I'm thinking Power Evil says, okay, I'm gonna bring out my Kale. I know I can carry with this thing. Just back me up, guys. I can do it. And everybody's just saying, okay, man, we trust you. And then what happens is that Origin's mid laner Expeke is gonna step back and take a more passive role for this season, and they recruit Power of Evil from the Unicorns of Love. So now we're back to where we started PaleSports, and I'm like, this team is so lost. The only thing they had going for them was that they had a really, really talented mid laner. So now they've got no
That's
one.
so stupid. I actually don't have any comment for them. So weird.
Yeah, but what I thought was that, okay, they have no control from like coaching staff and the players around them, and they just have this one mid laner, and now they don't have that. They don't have the insane talent in one position, and they've got no strategy. They got no good strategy to fall back on, and no great talent to really carry the game without the strategy. But the funny thing is, when they lost that super talent and Power of Evil, what Unicorns of Love did, they developed a real good sense of strategy. This is an entirely new team. They are so smart. They're rotating well. They're drafting well. I mean, they are making good calls that everybody follows up on. They have played well with 3 different junglers this season. They've had to change junglers once because of visa issues, then once again because of some other issue that I don't know. And every jungler keeps playing well because they're making good calls. And Steelback, their AD carry, used to play on Fnatic in Spring Split last year, and then they swapped him out because he was the only player on that team that actually wasn't, good enough. And then he spent like the entire summer split of last year to like pretty much not play professionally because no team really wanted to pick him up, and now he's on that team. He's playing great as well. I I don't know if he's grown tremendously as a player by, just chilling for half a year. But what I think is that Unicorns of Love has developed a strategy, a way of playing that really it's plug and play. You can put players in there and just play the way they want to play, and it works out. Because they've got such a good, simple, basic strategy that you can lean back on. And this is
But it seems also that they have a really good balance.
Yeah, so it's the entire opposite of Unicorns of Love. So their best player right now, according to me, is Power of Level. Because when Power of Level leaves, Unicorns of Love succeeds.
Mm.
Which is crazy. Most people would probably agree with me that this Power of Evil version looks worse than last year's Power of Evil if you just look at the talent on the roster. But that's mainly because
it's all about pressure, and like when one guy is so much better than the others feel obliged to just do what he says, and he's not probably like the best caller all the time, and they will not to do like what do you call it? Like not personal stuff, but like plays. They
Yeah.
will just
They're not.
wait for the calls
Yeah.
instead, and that's not good at all. People need to feel like they're giving everything to the team as much as he does, because if they're playing bad, he's gonna play bad, and
Yeah.
they can't just believe in a guy who's I think it's so weird. But it's good that they're playing better now.
Yeah. And you know all the things that you were. I mean, you were really frustrated with Unicorns of Love towards the end of last season because you're like, please just start playing League of Legends properly. Don't do these crazy things. I mean, these players aren't that bad. If you just play well, this could really work out, you know.
Hmm.
And then they lose some of their top tier talent. You know, Kikis he's now in Gamers 2, or like in G2, um, who are like a top tier team in Europe. Unicorns of Love is in Origin, who was top 4 in Worlds last split. And Unicorns of Love, they're just, hey, we're winning games here. We're playing well. We're playing decent League of Legends by just playing the game as it's supposed to be played. It's actually quite enjoyable to watch when they don't beat Fnatic, and it's painful to watch. But yeah,
When you're a fan, it's always hard.
yeah. Speaking of other Fnatic related things, Yellowstar met in his TSM just bashed the heads in of CLG in the North American LCS. I don't remember the final score in kills, but it might have been like 20-5 or something. TSM has had a really rough start. CLG has been going much better, and these teams have always had this huge rivalry. And now, you know, TSM's like, okay, guys,
Stomp, stomp, stomp.
okay, guys, we can suck for the rest of the season. We don't care. But CLG, that's not a team we're gonna lose to. And they just went cray cray. My God, there's some kind of curse right there.
Yeah, but that's what I like about the passion in games, like that you can actually do something like that.
Yeah, it's like Nip Fnatic in CSGO, actually. I mean, Fnatic is a far superior team in every aspect right
Mhm.
now. Right now, if you would say, who are the likely winners of IEM Katowice? Fnatic, one of the teams. Nip,
Absolutely.
no. Is Nip even there?
Yeah, they are.
They are, but nobody's going to expect them to win. Right? Nobody. But
I
if you
don't
put
think
but
they
if you
will.
put Fnatic and Nip to play each other in one game, that game is still going to be close.
Of course,
Because these
it's a
big,
derby.
yeah, it's a derby, exactly. And I love that esports have these derbies, these big rivalries, and that these games are special. The psychological aspect of the game matters so much that even if, I mean, just the fact that it's Fnatic and that it's Nip playing each other, it's crazy. I mean, if you look at CLG now, a lot of new players. If you look at TSM now, all new players except for Bjergsen. I mean, their AD carry was on CLG last split, for Christ's sake. But there's still this big ass rivalry between these two teams that make these games crazy.
Hmm. Yeah, it's. I'm agreeing 100%.
That is hilarious. So one thing you and I are gonna have to do someday soon, along my brother-in-law invited me to this. Uh,
Okay.
uh, I don't know when we're gonna be able to do it. It depends on my schedule. But he said, "Hey, John, why don't we go to the GG Sports Bar, the GG
Yes.
Esports Bar in Gothenburg?"
Yes.
So some Thursday or Friday soon, when the European LCS is being played, and maybe some Counter-Strike game as well. Oh, maybe we should be there for the IEM Katowice.
Yes.
Cray cray. I mean, and just chug down a few beers, eat some food, and watch some quality esports.
Yeah,
Wouldn't
that
that be
sounds
great to be a
awesome.
GG bar, GG esports bar for IEM Katowice?
I think it will be perfect
And maybe we
because
should go one time or two before IEM Katowice because that's in March.
I actually have 3 spared weekdays that I can take out like semester.
Ooh, then
So
Thursdays and Fridays are beautiful for you.
Yep. So maybe we should like look up the schedule for the games, and yeah.
One thing that would be really cool would be to like shoot some film in GG Esports, you know.
Of
Make
course.
some, you know, compilation video of just a cool night in GG Esports bar and get them to pay us 10,000s of American dollars to put it on YouTube. Isn't that a good idea?
I think so. Like we did when we were on the LCS.
Yeah, only difference is they didn't pay us 10,000 American dollars, but maybe GG Esports bar will. And then you can get 4 and I can get 6 and my brother-in-law can get a Coke.
Oh, so nice of you.
Thank you.
Just gonna be a nice Swedish guy and say thank you for it.
Yeah, and while you
And,
complain about it, I took
on
your
my way.
camera away. Well, there you are again. Now, you got anything else to say about me as a person? If so, I can just tab you out.
Douchebag.
Yeah, that's me.
Hey! You
I'm
asshole.
the one with the OBS. So no BS, or the OBS will shut you down, sir.
I'll call the admins, bro.
Hey, don't do it.
That's not good for us.
All right. So I think we're coming up close to the end.
How long was this session? Is that like 1:30, 1:20?
I don't think so. I think it's like 110.
Oh, nice.
I think we
That's-
started like 20 past 7.
Mm.
So, we had one more topic, but I didn't say anything to you, and you didn't say anything to me. But I feel like we should keep that one waiting about
Alright.
the social
Yeah,
media
yeah, yeah,
difference
yeah.
because
Yeah.
I feel like we don't have any. We talked about it last time. Oh, we should talk about this next time. You know, in 2 weeks we will have a lot to talk about, and we have not prepared anything to say about that. Not read up on it anymore. We just have that same fucking picture that you sent me last time, and so yeah, would be quite silly for us to say, yeah, we can't talk about this tonight. We're gonna do it next time, and then come in and like, yeah, here's the picture. We don't really know what to say about it, except what we can see in the picture. So, in 2 weeks from now, we are either gonna do talk about the difference between how social media is used by people in Counter-Strike Global Offensive and League of Legends. Because there is actually quite a big difference in social media activity and social media followers between League of Legends and CSGO. Heavily favoring League of Legends. Like the League of Legends pros seem to be way more popular. And so we're either going to talk about that a bit more in depth, or we're going to say the same thing again. We're going to have to save this for next week because
And I just gave you the link for the page. I think you should read a bit about it.
Okay, so everybody who's still here, if there's anybody still here, here's homework for you. You click this link, you spend 2 weeks reading everything on that site, and then we come back with PaleSports episode 6, and we talk about what this nice little link has
And
to
you
say.
guys gonna talk to us
Yeah.
about what it says.
So this is homework. We're gonna do a classic quiz about this when we return. So no cheating. We have authority to vac ban anybody who cheats. So yeah. Thank you again to everybody who shares and retweets and likes on Twitter. Anybody who likes us on Facebook or whatever.
Thank you for joining in and checking on the stream.
Yeah, everybody who's been in chat today, thank you very much. All of you who will check this out on YouTube later, and a big shout out to the entire Paleo gaming community that we love being a part of. A big shout out to the LOL History app. Be sure to check out the LOL History app spring tournaments. We're in qualifiers right now. And check out the app as well, the LOL History app. It's great. And I don't know if I have much more to say. Do you have anything else to say, Sully, before we shut things down?
No, I think I'm just grateful we do this, and it's really fun, and it's really good to see that people are joining in and listen to our really bad English babbling about esports
Yeah.
that we love. It's really fun.
Yeah, we love our bad English. We
I think
really
they
love
do.
it.
I think they do it more
They
than
love it
we
more.
do. Yeah.
Do you?
Seriously?
Do you like the way we talk? No, but yeah. So no letters are glowing no more. Be sure to tune in and check out Full Cooperation on Twitter and on Facebook. Be sure to check out Paleo Gaming on Twitter and on Facebook. www.paleogaming.com as well, and keep a lookout on the Paleo Gaming YouTube channel, because there will be more interesting things coming up right there in just a few days or weeks. And the same thing goes for this here Twitter channel, Twitch channel. I'm sorry, this here Twitch channel, the Paleo Gaming Twitch. There's a lot of funny things happening right now. So be sure to stay tuned, because things are coming up.
And if you want to go and check out like old topics from our older videos, like the older talk shows, you can just look at them on YouTube.
Yeah, Paleo Gaming YouTube, Full Cooperation YouTube, just everywhere. Just look for Paleo Gaming and Full Cooperation everywhere, and you're bound
you'll
to find us somewhere.
Yeah.
If not, we'll be here in 2 weeks with PaleSports episode 6. So, GOODBYE.
Bye bye, my friends.
Bye. Now we go, doctor.
Now we go, doctor.